The Sony A7S Mark III. Overheating? What? The Sony fanboys react. Let's discuss about it. What is up, everybody? James Jackson here, back again with another video. If you're new to my channel, I do tips, tricks, news, and reviews for the film and video making industry. So if you do like the content here, please make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that bell so you can stay up to date on all the content going forth. I thought I was going to be done for the day, but I want to thank one of my commenters on pointing this out. Apparently, there's a little bit of drama with the Sony A7S Mark III. Overheating drama, apparently. So, and I'm not making this video to actually critique. If you haven't noticed, Dan Watson put out a video that basically gave some signals that there may be some concerns with overheating in hot exterior environments. And the YouTube commentaries lost their damn minds. Again, this is not necessarily a critique of Dan. I think he did a fantastic job. I think he was a fair and his video was very fair, very honest, and one of the best that I thought of that. But it's just so fascinating to see the response with regarding to overheating towards the A7S Mark III compared to the response for the Canon EOS R5 and R6. But if you didn't see Dan's video, check it out. But I have a little cut clips from the video on the part that everybody is sort of like, well, not a lot, but quite a few people are sort of going on about. And essentially, basically what he's discovered is that there, in certain situations, the A7S Mark III may be having trouble with heat at the same rate, if not worse, than the R5. But I won't hold you guys up. Here's the video. Check it out.
System. Obviously, this greatly depends on your environment, and my testing, greatly depends on your environment, so take everything with a grain of salt. So I literally tested the S3 against the Fujifilm X-T4, Canon's R5 and R6 indoors. The Sony beat everybody else handily, recorded over an hour and a half before I gave up. Both the R5 and R6 gave up about 30 minutes, although the R5 does have a lower quality 4K mode that will record for longer. So Sony is definitely winning things here in the overheating time. However, I took things outside and the results here were a little bit different. So I was recording 4K 60 out here. I live in Florida. It is hot and humid as hell. So do keep that in mind, but I do shoot a lot of outdoor weddings in this heat. The S3 was consistently measuring about 5 degrees hotter than the Canon and about 10 to 20 more than the Panasonic, which does have active fans and cooling, so that's kind of to be expected on that one. However, the Sony actually gave up on me at about 23 minutes in, which was a little low, and the R5 made it to 33 minutes. We're now about 23 minutes in, and I just lost the Sony. I am also getting an overheating warning on the Canon, so that will be coming in soon. I'm trying to guess why, and the only thing I can think of is that this passive heat system does really well indoors where the ambient temperatures outside are much lower than the internal temperatures of the camera. It can get rid of a lot of that heat a lot better. However, outside where it's over 100 degrees outside and the camera temperatures are heating up, that system doesn't seem to be as good, and because it's such a compact body, all of that heat kind of gets stuck in there and doesn't really do an exchange like the Panasonic, which is a fan, or the R5 that has a bigger body. So that's the only thing I can think of right there. Otherwise, I don't quite know, but the S3 was giving up on me first in those camera overheating.
So you guys saw the video. Again, I would say go see the whole video. Dan did a fantastic job covering this camera. And let's be clear, he was very, very positive about this camera. So he just was giving critiques of what he saw. But it's very interesting because I was reading the comment section of his video. A lot of it was good, but there was quite a hefty amount of people and some people that are relatively well-known YouTubers that were that were critiquing his test and critiquing what he was showing. And I just find the hypocrisy of the YouTube so fascinating, especially coming from people that are definitely known to be favoritisms towards Sony. And I bring this whole video up. Not I bring this whole video because to show just how different of a reaction was. Remember, Canon came out and basically acknowledged that there was overheating issues. Now, Sony did sort of slightly as well, saying, "Hey, there is some limitations regarding heating, when terms in just in regards of 4K 60." So, but Canon really laid it out like, "Hey, this is the overheating issues that we're dealing with." So, and people got to test it, and we at least know about it. But the YouTube commentary basically declared the R5 and even the R6 basically dead because of that overheating issue, especially when it comes to long-form content or long recording things like weddings. And Dan specifically brought up this situation because he films a lot of weddings out in the hot sun, and it is clear that the A7S, at least in 4K 60 mode, struggles to deal with heating at the same rate, if not worse, than the Canon R5. So, and let's be clear, you saw in the video, he basically said the A7S Mark III smoked the R5 and the R6. It basically, in the overheating, when there was in a more controlled environment, it smoked them both, pretty much. He gave up. But for some reason, because when it went to outside and the overheating issues showed up, everybody seems to like lost their minds, and basically there was a lot of people that wanted to discredit his findings. And it's just like, my God, the hypocrisy of the YouTube world never ceases to amaze me. Canon throws out some overheating issues, and essentially they all declare it dead. However, Sony puts out a little bit of overheating, but really they were trying to make like, hey, you can record and you're not going to run overheating. That was the message that was coming out from YouTubers, was that you can record forever and you're not going to run into overheating. Well, apparently there is situations where you will come across overheating, and all of a sudden it's like blasphemy and damnation, and now people are like crucifying Dan because of it. Me personally, like I said, Dan did a great job. I just wanted to point out, like, let me be clear. I'm saying the same thing regarding the Sony A7S III as I said with the Canon R5. Wait till you get the camera in your own hands and test it in how you shoot. Rent it, buy it, or however you means. But wait till you get it in your hands and then see for yourself. I'm not going to judge the overheating because, again, there is so many different things that will come about if there is overheating issues, regardless if it's the R5 or the A7S Mark III, that will be made to resolve the overheating problem, whether if it's from Sony or Canon or a third-party solution. But at the end of the day, these are both great cameras. These are both solid cameras. I personally think the R5 is a bit better camera. From my personal opinion, based on just on the specs and based on my workflow and for what I do, the R5 is better suited for me. But if you saw my video on my thoughts on A7S, I didn't fully dismiss it. I just feel for the price it's offering for 4K video, it's a little bit high. But I'm also not gonna bash it and declare the Sony A7S III dead because there seems to be some overheating issues. Let's test it, wait for these cameras to come out, get some real long time, use with these instead of just people that are getting them for a very short period of times, and let's see how they all fold in the long run. Because this is something that Canon has been dealing with, and Canon has had with for years, which is basically they come out with a camera, everybody hates on it, bashes on it, and then all the YouTubers, they come out and bring out the flaws and the downsides. I'm not saying they're not credible and not, they are for the most part, but then all of a sudden they will flip around and be like, because Canon made a couple adjustments, because Canon does tweak things to make things better, just like every other camera company. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh my God, this is an amazing camera. And they've all of a sudden bought EOS Rs and EOS RPs out of nowhere. And the same thing's going to be here. People have been dogging the R5, but then trust me, I guarantee you, they're all going to come out and buy the R5s and just be like, oh, wow, yeah, Sony has overheating issues too. And when that happens and you're going to have to buy stuff to resolve the overheating issues there, well, then you're going to have to, it evens the playing field for these cameras. But either way, the point I'm trying to make is overheating is getting out of hands in terms of just rage, but also the blatant hypocrisy. Sony shows signs of overheating, dead on arrival. Canon shows signs of overheating, dead on arrival. Sony shows signs of overheating, you made a mistake. I just find it hilarious. Anyways, that's all I wanted to bring up about this video. Let me know what you guys think about this. Leave a like, leave a comment below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button. And until next time, take care, everyone.